Hope you all are doing good. In this video, we will be discussing about the UPSC Prelims paper GS Paper-2, which is conducted in the year 2014. So, in this paper, I will be completely explaining all the questions. So, let's get into the video. So, the first three questions are based upon the passage. Okay. Coming to the passage. In recent times, India has grown fast not only compared to its own past, but also in comparison with the other nations. Okay, it is comparing with the other nations regarding the economy. Okay, so this passage is completely about the Indians economy. Okay, Indians economic growth. So I have gone through all the passage and I'll be going with the questions. You just go with the passage and then you can also able to find out the good answer. Okay, now coming to the questions, the author's central focus is on. Okay, after reading all the passage you will be able to answer. So I will be explaining the answers after. So coming to the first question, the author's central focus is on option A, applauding India's economic growth not only against its own past performance but against other nations. Option B, emphasizing the need for economic growth, which is the sole determinant of the country's prosperity. Option C, emphasizing inclusive growth, where gains of growth are shared widely by the population, emphasizing the high growth. Option D. So I hope all these four are somewhat related to the central focus, but mainly for the first question the answer is C, emphasizing the inclusive growth where the gains of growth are shared widely by the population. Okay, the growth which is being shared widely by the population only will be able to helpful in the Indians economic growth. Okay, so with the help of population's efforts, their work, their per capita income, so the development of population which they take part in the growth will be helping to improve the Indian's economy, right? So for the first question, the option C is correct. And second one, the author supports policies which will help. Okay, the author is supporting what policies? Develop economic growth, better distribution of income irrespective of rate of growth, and C, develop economic growth and redistribute economic gains to those getting left behind. And option D, putting an emphasis on the development of the poorest segment of the society. So for this second question, option D is correct, because the author is supporting an emphasis on the development of poorest segments of the society. Okay, so in a country, when the poor segments are being developed only, the economic growth will be developed, right? So if there is no poor people, then all will be in a good providing good income, and they will be helpful in developing the Indian's economic growth. So for the second question, option D is correct, putting an emphasis on the development of the poorest segment of the society. And coming to the third question, consider the following statements according to the author. Indian's economy has grown, but there is no room for the complacency as. Okay, the complacency means self-satisfaction. Self-satisfaction. Okay, according to author, Indian economy has grown, but there is no room for the complacency as. There is no self-satisfaction, it seems. Growth eradicates poverty. Growth has resulted in the prosperity for all. Okay, these two are correct. Okay, When these two are in a good position, all are satisfying very good. There will be a self-satisfaction. But author is saying that in economy there is no growth. Economy has grown, but there is no room for the complacency. So there is no self-satisfaction, it seems. No, there is a self-satisfaction. So for this third one, answer D is correct. Neither 1 or 2. Okay. Indian's economy, when the Indian economy growth really eradicates the poverty. That is good. And growth has resulted in the prosperity for all. That is also good. But it is saying that that is not a self-satisfactory matter. No, that is self-satisfactory matter. So neither 1 or 2. All will be satisfied, but there is no room for complacency. It is a room, it is not no room. Okay, so for the third option the answer D is correct. Okay, and coming to the second passage, it is easy for the government to control state-owned companies through nods and winks. So what really needs to be done is, as to the first step is to put petrol pricing on a transparent formula. Okay, so this passage is about the petrol pricing regarding the crude oil and exchange oil. In this passage, the crude oil, it is termed as X, crude petrol oil, and exchange oil, it is termed as Y. So Indian government is importing the petrol from other countries. So these passages regarding the crude petrol and the transformed petrol. Okay, so I have gone through this passage, and I'll be going with the questions. If you have any doubts regarding this passage and so on, you also give one reading regarding the passage, and you can also able to understand. Okay, and coming to the fourth question, consider the following statements. According to the passage, an oil company can make greater profits if the transparent formula for petrol pricing is announced every fortnight or month by. Right? According to the passage, an oil company can make great profits. Yes, it make profits if the transparent formula for petrol pricing is announced every fortnight or by a month. So if the petrol price is announced by every month or every fortnight, what things can be taking place? Promoting its sales. Second one, undertaking innovations. Third one, cutting costs. Fourth one, selling its quality shares at the higher price. So for this question number 4, option B is correct. 2 and 3. So if we are able to get the price regarding the oil, we can undertake other innovations. Okay, other innovations for better sales, and also cutting costs. Okay, by getting the information regarding the price, we can make some arrangements. Okay, by cutting the costs, we will be able to buy less quantity or something. We can make changes. Okay, so for question number 4, option B, 2 and 3 are correct. Okay, coming to the question number 5. Consider the following statements. According to the passage, private oil companies re-enter the oil producing market if. Okay, according to the passage, the private companies re-enter when. Option 1, a transparent rule-based petrol pricing exists. There is no government interference in the oil producing market. Subsidies are given by the government. Regulations of antitrust are removed. Okay, so when the private oil companies again re-enter into the oil producing markets, when That is option A, 1 and 2. A transparent rule-based petroleum price exists. Okay, and the petrol price is existing, no particular constant prices not there, then the private companies have the chances to get involved into the oil producing markets, and there is no government interference in the producing market. Okay, if the government is not involved in oil producing or making changes, then the private will be automatically involved into the oil producing markets. So for fifth question, option 1 and 2 are correct. So when the 1 and 2 options take place, the private companies will be able to come into the oil producing markets. Okay, and coming to the question number 6. Question number 6 is based upon, it is a ability question. So 5 persons fire bullets at the target at an interval of 6 to 7, 8, 9 and 12 seconds. Okay, I have given explanation part also. If you look, you will be able to get. Okay, now the fifth question is regarding the passage, and the sixth question now. 5 persons fire bullets at the target at an interval of 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12 seconds respectively. The number of times they would fire the bullets together at the target in an hour is, okay, here in the question it is saying that 5 persons are there and they are firing a bullets. Okay, 5 persons are firing the bullets at the target. Okay, at an interval of difference between 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds and 9 seconds and 12 seconds. Okay, 5 persons with the difference of the 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12 seconds, they are firing the bullets to particular target. Okay, the number of times they would fire a bullet together at the target in an hour. So in an hour, how many times at a time they will be firing the bullets at a time? Here respective 6 to 12 seconds difference they are firing, but at a time in an hour, how many times at a time they will fire once. Okay, fire the bullet. Okay, joiningly at a time how many times they will fire. So coming to the explanation part, first we have to find out the LCM of this is 6, 7, 8, 9 and 12. Okay, so for the LCM of this one is 6 to 12, LCM is 504. I hope you know how to do the LCM. I have put directly the steps. So LCM of 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 is 504. So therefore 504 bullets will be fired in an hour. Okay, 504 bullets will be fired in 1 hour. These 5 people will be firing 504 bullets with the respective of 6 to 12 seconds in an hour. So coming to 1 hour is equal to, we know, 60 minutes. So we have to change the 60 minutes into seconds. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, right? Here the question is, in the question they are firing at the bullets in the respective of difference in the seconds. So we have to turn this 1 hour into seconds. So 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds. Okay, now 3600 by 504, and if we divide this 3600 by 504, we get 956 are 504. With the 9 table if we do, 956 are 504, 9 400s are 3600. Okay, 9 400s are 3600. So again 400 divided by 56, 8 7s are 56, 8 50s are 400, 8 7s are 56, 8 50s are 400. Again divide 50 by 7, we get 7.142. Okay, so since after point it is less than 5, we consider it as 7. So in a 6, so these 5 persons will fire 7 times. Okay, 7 times they will be able to fire together at the target in 1 hour. Okay, I hope you have cleared this question. So for this the answer is 7 means it is option B. Okay, for the sixth question the option is B. And coming to the seventh question. So seventh question, see, look, please listen carefully. This is little complicated question. 630 children is seated in a row for a group. Okay, there are 630 children. They are asked to sit in a rows. Okay, we don't know how many rows for a group photo sessions. Each row contains 3 less children than the row in front of it. Okay, here these 630 children are asked to sit in a row, and each row contains 3 less than the in front of it. Okay, 3 children. See, first row is having some people, and the second row is having less than 3 children than that of the first row. Okay, first row will be having few children, and the second row will be having less than 3 children of it. Okay, again third row will be having less than 3 children. Fourth row will be having less than 3 children. Which one of the following number of rows is not possible? So which one of the following number of rows is not possible? So we have to check all these options. Option 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, and find out in which rows, in which of the possible rows they are not able to sit. Okay, 630 children. So now let us check with the option A. Now look at the solution explanation. If you go to the option A, 3 rows. Okay, now we have to make this 630 children to sit in a 3 rows. First row is x1, we don't know how many. Second row is x minus 3, which means 3 children are sitting less than the first row. And again third row is x minus 6, again less than 3 children are sitting than that of the second row. Okay, completely it goes. So if you make them to sit in a 3 rows, first row is x1, second row is x minus 3. X minus 3 means 3 children less than that of first row. Again third row is x minus 6, that is 3 children less than that of second row. Okay, now if we add all these things, x plus x minus 3 plus x minus 6 is equal to 630, right? And 630, again if we make 3x minus 9 is equal to 630, and only we want x, this 639 divided by 3, because this 9 will be going that side and it becomes plus, and 639 divided by 3, and x is equal to 213, 213. See, now 213, right? So x is a 213. So now the first row for option A, in the first row 230 members are sitting. Okay, according to the question, first x is equal to 213, right? 230 members are sitting. So x minus 3 means 213 minus 3, 210. Okay, and x minus 6 means 13 minus 10, 213 minus 3, 210, and 210 minus 3, 207. So first row is 213, second row is 210, third row is 207. So if we add all these 213, 210 and 207, we get 630. So the 630 members are they are able to sit in a 3 rows. According to first row will be having 213, and second row will be having 210, and third row will be having 207. And then same thing, check answer, check the option B. Now we should check whether they are able to sit in according to the 4 rows. So again same process. First row is x, second row is x minus 3, third row is x minus 6. Now fourth row, the fourth row will be less than 3 that of previous row, right? X minus 9. So if you add all these x's and x plus x minus 3, x minus 6, x minus 9, we get 630. So the 4x minus 18, if you calculate only x, we get 162. Again you calculate 162. First row is having 162, second row is having 162 minus 3, 159, and third row will be having 159 minus 3, 156, and fourth row will be having 156 minus 3, 153. So first row is 162, second row is 159, third row is 156, fourth row is 153. So in these four rows they are able to sit. That is also fine. And coming to the fifth, option C. So if we calculate, we get 132. So if we make them to sit in the first row, first row is 132, and second row is 129. 132 minus 3, 129. The third row is 129 minus 3, 126, and fourth row is 126 minus 3, 123, and fifth row is 123 minus 3, 120. So if we calculate these 5, again we get the 630. So according to the option D, they are not able to sit according to the 6 rows. See how they are not able to sit. First row it is having x, second row they are able to sit x minus 3, third row x minus 6, fourth row x minus 9, fifth row x minus 12, sixth row x minus 15. So if we calculate, 6x minus 45 is equal to 630, and only x 675 by 6, and if we divide we get some decimal value. Okay, so decimal value cannot be determined, right? So in the question what is asking, which one of the following numbers of the row is not possible? Okay, not possible. For this the option D is correct, 112. If they are able to ask to sit in a 6 rows, they cannot sit. Okay, so for this the question number 7, the answer is D. Okay, and next coming to question number 8. There are 7 persons upon the ladder, A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and not in the order. So look at the solution answer box. Question number 8, in the first ladder I have written A to G, that is a rough. So but they are not in the order. And look at the second box now. If you look into the question, A further up than E but lower than C. Okay, now look at the box. A is further up than E, so A is above E and lower than C. A should be above E and lower than C. And next question, in the question what is there? B is in the middle. Look at B. B should be in the middle, so write B in the middle. G is between A and B. Okay, write G according to the A and B. E, B and F. Okay, E is between B and F. Again write E between B and F. Okay, F is between E and D. Write the F between E and D. Okay, the person on the bottom step of the ladder will be option C, that is D. Simple thing, just I have arranged the persons according to the question what it is given. Okay, so it is saying this person will be in particular of these middle terms, so I have carefully read the question and draw this. Okay, again you go through it and it will be easy for you. And the same thing, ninth question is also same thing. Look, A is taller than B. Okay, we should write A above B. Okay, C is taller than A. Look, C is taller than A. Okay, next D is taller than C. Look at the D is taller than C. I have wrote D there. And E is tallest of all. E is tallest of all. Okay, if they are made to sit in the above order of their height, who will occupy the mid positions? Mid, who is there? that is C, right? So for the question, who will be occupy the middle position? C. C will be occupying the middle position. So for this question number 9, the option is uh, C. C will be occupying. And come to the question number 10. Question number 10. Consider the following statements. Okay. There are 6 villages A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay. Okay. F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. Just you write in rough way. Look at the picture. F is 1 kilometer to the west of D, and B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. A is 2 kilometers to the north of E. C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. This line you have to draw very carefully. Then only you will be able to understand. Okay. See, in the first statement it is saying that F is 1 kilometer to the west of D. So F and D you write. Again D, where is D? D is in the last statement. D is 1 kilometer to the south of A. Now write A. Now write A as a 1 kilometer to the south of D. Then you will to find. And next come to the C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. Again, since A is there, again related to A statement. C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. Look at the picture. C is 1 kilometer to the east of A. And A is 2 kilometers to the north of E. Again you have to write 2 kilometers to the north of E. Look at the picture. Okay. From A to D it is 1 kilometer and D to E it is 1 kilometer. So A is 2 kilometers to the north of E. Okay. From E to D that is 1 kilometer and D to A that is 1 kilometer. Now come back to question. It's 1 kilometer to the east of E. Next look at the picture. B is 1 kilometer to the east of E. So you have got one particular picture right like this. So again, which are 3 villages are in a line? What are 3 villages? That are A, D and E. In the line they are. Okay. So for this, where is A, D and E? Option B. So for the question number 10, option B is correct. Okay. Next, 11th one. 11th question. 4 children are sitting in a row. 4 children. A is occupying next seat to B, but not next to C. 4 children means there A, B, C and D. 4 children are there. So A is occupying the seat next to B but not next to C. So A is beside B but not beside to the C. C is not sitting next to D. Who are occupying the seat adjacent to D? See, first implies A is occupying next seat to B, and A is not beside C, which means C is beside B. Okay, then C is not next to D, so C should not be next to D, which means that will be next to D. Then who are occupying the seat adjacent to D? If you look at the picture, if you look at the explanation, beside D, A will be there. Okay. So for the 11th question, option B, A is correct. Simply here the questions are just making us to try to confuse us. Okay. First we have to understand the concepts. We have to make them to arrange according to the questions. Read the question one by one point and look at the picture, then you will be look at the explanation board, then you will be able to understand. Okay, so for the 11th one, option B, A is correct. And okay, this 12th question is little somewhat, you have to listen carefully. 12th one, assume that the hour and the minute hands of the clock move without jerking. Jerking means what? Jerking means moving quickly. So here the hour and minute hands of the clock move without jerking. Okay, jerking means moving quickly. Without jerking, they are saying, so not moving quickly. And the second statements, the clock shows a time between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, look at the picture. The time is between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, if you look at the clock, I have drawn this. The time is between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Okay, and third statement, the two hands of the clock are one above the other. The time is between 8 and 9. And the third statement is, the two hands of the clock are one above the other. One above the other means between 8 and 9, the hours hand and the minute hands are one above the other, which means the time is 8:43, right? Since both hands are one above the other between 8 and 9, so if we calculate, our hands will be determining 8 and the minutes hand will be determining 43, because it is saying that second statement, the clock shows the time between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Between means both hands are on the third statement, the two hands are one above the other. So here the first clock indicates the time is 8:43. Okay, and after how many minutes nearest integers will the two hands be again lying one above the other? Again after how many minutes? Again after how many minutes? Same both hands will be one above the other. It is approximately, it will be approximately, look at the second circle after 1 hour. I have written there after 1 hour. So first hour it is 8 and 9, and the second after 1 hour they will again, or again the hands will be between 8 o'clock, sorry, 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Okay, so minutes hands and hour hands will be lying one over the other at 9:48, right? After 1 hour, again they will be lying one above the other. This first time they are lying one above the other at 8:43, and in the second time they are after 1 hour. Okay, after 1 hour again they are lying at 9:48. Okay, so directly, so calculate. See here, the difference between 9 to 10 is 5 minutes, right? So the hours hand indicates 9 hours, minute hand is in the middle, right? That indicates 48 minutes. So coming to the first clock also, here the difference between 8 to 9 is 5 minutes. So the hours hand indicates 8 hours. The minute hand indicates between 8 to 9, 5 minutes, right? That is approximately 43. So I hope you are clear with this. So first they are lying one above the other at 8:43, and second they are lying above 9:48. Okay, that is 1 hour. Okay, after 1 hour at 9:48 they are lying. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? And this 60 minutes plus this 5 minutes, which means from 43 to 48, 5 minutes, right? So here our hand is 1 hour, minutes hand is 43 to 48. How many minutes are there? 5 minutes. So again they are overlying, the hours hand will be or lying one above the other at 1 hour, and the minutes hand will be lying one above the other at 5 minutes. So total 60 plus 5 minutes is equal to 65 minutes. So after 65 minutes, if the first they are lying one above the other at 8:43, and again they will be overlying at one above the other 9:48. Okay, after 65 minutes they will be lying one above the other. So for the 12th question, the answer is 65 minutes, that is option C. Okay, and coming to the 13th. So the 13th question is regarding the passage. Okay, 13th question is regarding the passage. The climate change poses potentially devastating the effects of the Indians agriculture. Okay, this passage is regarding the agriculture, climate change, which is affecting the Indians agriculture. I have gone through the passage, and I will be going the questions. You just have give one reading to the passage, then you will be able to understand. So coming to the question number 13, the climate change may force the shifting of the locations of the existing crops due to melting of glaciers, water availability and temperature, suitability at other locations, poor productivity of crops, water adaptability of the crop plants. So for this, the option B is correct. 2 and 3. Climate changes may force the shifting of locations of existing crops due to 2 and 3. Water availability and temperature of our locations and poor productivity of crops. According to these two reasons, the climate will be changed. Okay. So for the 13th question, the answer B is correct. 2 and 3. And coming to the 14th. According to the passage, why it is important to promote agriculture research in India? Why? To predict the variations in monsoon, to pattern and to manage water resources, to make long-term investment decisions for economic growth, to facilitate wider adaptability of crops, to predict drought conditions, and to recharge aquifers. So for the 14th question, option C is correct. To facilitate wider adaptability of the crops. So for the agriculture research, to get the wider adaptability regarding the crops only, that is important. So for the question number 14, the answer C is correct. Okay, we have completed the 13th and 14th question. Now coming to the next, it is also a passage. Okay, coming to the passage, it is essential that we mitigate the emission of greenhouse gases and thus avoid some of the worst impacts of the climate change that would take place in the coming years. So mitigation means the action of reducing the seriousness of something. Okay, so reducing the seriousness. Okay, and this passage is completely for the climatic change. Okay, greenhouse gases and so on. This greenhouse gas includes water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, everything. How these are greenhouse gases are affected, okay, with the livestock, and how they are being affected for the agriculture and so on. This is a passage regarding that. I have gone through this passage, so you have given read it to this passage, and I will be going with the questions. So coming to the questions. 10th question. According to the passage, which of the following would help in the mitigation of the greenhouse gases? What helps in the mitigation of reducing the passage? According to the passage, which of the following would help in the mitigation of greenhouse gases? Okay. Mitigation means reducing the seriousness. Okay, what? Reducing the consumption of meat, rapid economic liberalization, reducing the consumerism, modern management practice of livestock. So for this the option C is correct. So 1 and 3, reducing the consumption of meat and reducing the consumerism. So if you read the passage you can able to understand. Okay, so for the 15th question the answer is C. And coming to the 16th, why do we continue to depend upon the fossil fuel heavily? Fossil fuels. Okay, why? Inadequate technological development, inadequate funds for research and development, inadequate availability for the alternative source of energy. So for this the answer is E. So all includes inadequate technologies and inadequate funds for research, inadequate availability for the alternative source of energy. All will be included. So for the 16th question the answer is D. And coming to the 17th, according to the passage, how mitigation of greenhouse gases help us? How the reducing of greenhouse gases help us? Okay, how? Reduces expenditure of public health, reduce dependence on the livestock, reduce energy requirements, reduce the rate of global climate. So this is answer B, which is 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4. Reduce, except the reducing the dependence of livestock, all the 3 implies. Okay. Next, coming to the 18th question. What is the essential message for the passage? From the passage, what we are learning? Mitigation of greenhouse gases is imperative. Okay. All these, all 4 are somewhat related, but mostly this 18th, for the 18th option B is the correct option. So if you go with the passage you can able to understand and you can easily answer. So now coming to the 19th question. This 19th question is regarding the ability. Okay, so there are 50 students admitted to a nursery class. Some students can speak only English and some speak only Hindi. 10 students speaks both Hindi and English. If the number of students who can speak English is 21, then how many students can speak Hindi? How many can only speak Hindi, and how many can speak only English? Or see, now coming to the explanation part. In order to make it understand, I have drawn a picture. One is E indicates English, H indicates Hindi. So the adjacent joining part which is written is in the 10. 10 is a number which both the people are able to speak, children are able to speak Hindi and English. Okay. Again, now coming back to the question. 10 students can speak both English and Hindi. Okay. If the number of students who can speak English is 21, who can speak English is 21. See, already 10 students are there who speak English. So already 10 students are there who can speak English and 10 students are there who can speak Hindi. So totally how many speaks English? 21. So 21 minus 10, 11. So only English speaking people are 11. Okay, only English speaking people, children are 11. And now only Hindi we need. So in the question it is given that only English speaking people are 21. Only English speaking people are 21. So if you minus that 21 students from the 50, we get 29. Okay, and those students who speak only Hindi. Okay, if you minus 21 from 50, we get 29, and those people are the children who speak only Hindi. Okay, now if you look at the picture, you can able to understand. And finally it is asked that then how many students can speak Hindi? How many can speak Hindi? This 29 are only Hindi speaking, and the 29 plus 10, 39. So 39 students will be can able to speak Hindi. And how many can speak only Hindi? Only Hindi 29 can speak. Okay, only Hindi 29 can speak. And how many can speak only English? 11. 11 can speak. So for this the option is D, 29, 39 and 11. Okay, so for the 19th question, the option D is correct. Coming to the 20th question. A gardener increased the area of his rectangular garden by increasing its length by 40% and decreasing its width by 20%. The area of the new garden. Okay, so in the question it is asked, a gardener is increasing the length of the rectangular garden. Okay, rectangular garden. Since it is a rectangular garden, length and breadth will not be same. Okay, so length it is increasing, he is increasing 40%. So if you look at the picture, length is increasing 40%, and the breadth, or we can call it as a width. Okay, width is decreased by 20%. Okay, width is decreased by 20%. The area of the new garden. Okay, now again he is asking the area of the new garden after increasing and decreasing this length and width. So coming to this, length is equal to actual length plus 40%. That is 40%. We don't know exactly how much, and actual length also we don't know. So L is equal to L plus 40%, right? So L plus 40 by, we can write this 40% as 40 by 100. Okay, and if we write it as a 40 by 100, we get 4 by 10, which means 0.4 L. Okay, 0.4 L, and if we add with L, which is 1, since L is there, we can make it as a 1. 1 plus 0.4 L is equal to 1.4 L. So total length is equal to 1.4 L. And now width, coming to the width is equal to actual width minus 20%. So we can write this 20% as 20 by 100. So W minus 20 by 100, W minus 20 by 100. So again, if we calculate 20 by 100, we get 2 by 10, which is called as 0.2. Okay, 0.2 width. And W minus 0.2, we get, W means it will be termed as 1, right? 1 minus 0.2, we get 0.8. So width is 0.8. Now the formula, area of a rectangle is equal to length into width. 1.4 into 0.8 is equal to 12%. So here the area is increased by 12%. So for the question number 20, the answer is B, area that has increased by 12%. And coming to the question number 21. 6 books are labeled A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, 6 books are placed side by side. Okay, books B, C, E and F have green covers while others have yellow cover. So in the solution box I have written B, C, E and F are having green color. Okay, 4 books are having green colors and the rest are having yellow covers. So rest who are they? A and D. Okay. B, C, E, F. So total 6 books. 4 books are green color and 2 books are yellow color. Okay. Books A, B and D are new. A, B, D are new volumes, while the rest are old. A, B, D means C, E, F are old volumes, right? If you look into the answer book, you can understand. And the old volumes, and books A, B, C are law books. A, B, C are law books. A, B, C are law reports, while the rest are medical extracts. A, B, C law books means D, E, F will be the medical. So, which two books are old medical extracts have green covers? Which two books have old books that have green color covers? Here green color which are having B, C, E, F, and old books are which two books are old medical books? Medical books are E and F, and green color books are B, C, E, F. So which two books are old medical extracts and have green color? So here coming to this E and F. E and F are green colors, and D and B, C, E, F are green colors, and D, E, F are medical books which are having green colors. So again, if you read the question and look at the explanation part, you will able to understand. Okay, this is a simple question only. So for this 21 question, the answer is E and F, which means option B. Okay, the option is B. And now coming to the 22nd question. This 22nd question is little complicated, so if you listen carefully, it will be easy for you. So a straight line segment is 36 centimeters long. Okay, take a line segment or a scale which is having 36 centimeters. Okay, points are to be marked on the lines from the both the end points. Okay, so from 36 centimeters long scale, here the question is that point should be marked from the both the ends. Okay, both the end points. So if you look into the explanation part, actually these two line segments should be drawn on one scale, so it will be confused. So in order to make you to understand clearly, I have drawn the points in the two sides. So one is one side and the other one is coming back side, coming from the other side. Okay, so now how the points are being marked from each end. Okay, the first point is at the distance of 1 centimeters from the end. So if you look into the first line segment, the first point is 1 centimeter distance from the first distance of the first point is at the distance of 1 centimeters from the end. Okay, and the second point is at the distance of 2 centimeters from the first point. See, if you look at the first line segments, the first point is at the distance of 1 centimeters, and the second point, which is the number 3, okay, that is the distance from the 2 centimeters from 1, and the middle there is one small dot, 2 centimeters. Okay, and the third point is at the distance of 3 centimeters from the second point, third point, which is 0.6. Okay, if you look at the first line segment, third point is 6 centimeters, that is the distance of centimeters from the second point, and so on. And the fourth point will be coming at 10 centimeters, which is at the distance of 4 centimeters from the third point. Okay, so again clearly I am explaining. First point is at the distance of 1 centimeters from the first point. Okay, and second point is at the distance of 2 centimeters from the first point, and the third point is at the distance of 3 centimeters from the second point, and the fourth point is at the distance of 4 centimeters from the third point, and the fifth point is at the distance of 5 centimeters from the fourth point, and the sixth point is at the distance of 6 centimeters from the fifth point, and the seventh point is at the distance of 7 centimeters from the 6 points, and the eighth point is at the distance of 8 centimeters from the seventh point. So if you look at the line segment, totally there are 8 points. So 8 points will be coming for the 36 centimeters. Okay, and in the same way, in the question it is said that the point should be marked from the both the ends, right? So the second line segment is back side, coming back. The same you will get the 8 points. So since the question it is asked, points should be made from the both the ends. So we get first line segment we get 8 points, and the second line segment we get the 8 points. Total we get 16 points. Okay, total on the scale we will be getting 16 points. From the 16 points, and again what is the question is saying, if the points on the end are not counted and the common points are counted as 1. So if you draw these line segments, the points of the ends are not counted, so we should not count the first centimeters and 36 centimeters of the first line segment. Again second line segment, first centimeters and 8 centimeters, we should not count these points. Okay, and the both points on the ends are not counted and the common points are counted as 1. So if we look into the line segments, here I have marked the common points. This 5 centimeters 15 and 6 centimeters 21, and second line segment 15 centimeters 5 and 21 centimeters 6 centimeters. Okay, these will be overlapping on each other if you draw these lines on a single scale. Okay, rest of the points will not be as coming as a common points. Only these 2 points will be counted. From the first line segment 15 and the second line segment 21, and the first line segment 21 and the second line segment 15 will be overlapping on each other. Okay, will be as a common points. So in the question it is said that the common points are treated as 1. The common points are treated as 1. This 15 21 and this 21 and 15 should be treated as common points, which means there are 4 points, right? We should count them as only 2 points. Okay, since there are 4 points, they are common, we should make them as 2 points. Common points are as 1. Okay, and now coming to the end points. End points should not be counted. End points should not be counted, but the end points also will be overlapping on each other. Okay, this first line segment first centimeter and the second line segment 36 centimeters will be overlapping on each other, and this end first line segment 36 centimeters and second line segment 1 centimeters also will be overlapping on each other. They also will become as a common points. So end point should not be counted, but the common point should be counted as 1. Okay, in the question it is said that end point should not be counted, but the common point should be counted as 1. So this first line 1 centimeters and second line 36 centimeters and first line 8 centimeters and the second line 1 centimeters, there also will be overlapping on each other, and those 4 points also will be treated as common points. This end 1 point and that end 1 point. So here we are getting 15 and 21 1, 6 21 and 15 1, and here one first both ends common points 2 2. Total 4 common points we are having. So 4 common points, right? 1 2 3 4. And apart from, don't count all these common points, and rest of the points we count 3 6 10 28, and the second line segments 3 6 10 28, and totally that 4 points and these 4 points 8 points, and common points 4. So totally how many points are there? 12 points. Okay, so I have I just made common points as 1, and rest of the points individually I counted. If we separate these common points, we get look at the first line segment 3 6 10 28 will be 4 points, and second line segments 3 6 10 and 28 will be points, and that end points, and this end 1 common point and that end 1 common point, and in the middle 2 common points. So totally common points are 4 and other points are 8. So 8 plus 4, it is 12. So for this the question, the answer is 12. Hope you understand. If you are a little bit confused, again listen and read the question carefully and look at the points and understand the question. Okay, next, coming to the 23rd question. So coming to the 23rd question, it is this question which is related to the topic of profit and loss. Okay, 23rd question, if you look into it, if Sohan, while selling 2 goods at the same price, makes a profit of 10% on one good and suffers a loss of 10% on the other good. So options: he makes no profit and no loss, he makes a profit of 1%, he suffers a loss of 1%, he suffers a loss of 2%. So here the question is, Sohan, he is selling 2 goods for the same price, and for one good he is getting a profit of 10%, and on another good he is suffering a loss of 10%. Okay, if you look into the explanation part, so profit is 10% and the loss is also 10%. So loss percentage formula is equal to percentage of loss into percentage of gain by 100. So if you want to calculate the percentage of loss, okay, loss percentage formula, loss percentage, loss in the terms of percentage, then you can use this formula, percentage of loss into percentage of gain by 100. Okay, so again, in order to explain, here Sohan is selling 2 goods, okay, and no cost price is given, and states that the 2 goods have been sold at the same price. Okay, 2 goods are being sold at the same price, no cost price is given, and by selling it only he got 10% profit on one and 10% loss on one. So here Let us assume that the cost price is 100. Okay, the cost price of two goods is the cost price of, let us assume the cost price is equal to 100. Okay, example we think. So from the statements, if the profit and loss percentage on two different items is equal, then it will be loss. So this is a simple term to understand that the profit and loss percentage on two different item is equal, then it will be always a loss. Okay, this is the basic formula. If the profit and the loss on two different items is same, then it always is a law. So now the loss, as I told you that loss percentage is there, loss percentage formula. What I told, percentage of loss into percentage of gain by 100. So percentage of loss is equal to minus 10 and percentage of gain is equal to 10 by 100. So 10 into minus 10 minus 100 by 100. Okay, see again, loss formula is equal to percentage of loss into percentage of gain by 100. So here loss is equal to 10%, which means minus 10. Gain is equal to 10%, which means plus 10. Minus 10% into minus 10% into 10% by 100. If you calculate minus 100 by 100, so if we cancel 100, we get minus 1, which means he suffers a loss of 1%. So for the question number 23, he suffers a loss of 1%. So finally what we have to remember is, if the profit and loss are same, on two different items, then it is always a loss. Okay, that is a statement. So for the question number 23, the answer is C. He suffers a loss of 1%. And now coming to the 24th question. Out of a total of 120 musicians in a club, 5% can play all the three instruments. 5% can play all the three instruments: guitar, violin, flute. It so happens that the number of musicians who can play any two and only two of the above instrument is 30. The number of musicians who can play the guitar alone is 40. What is the total number of those who can play violin alone or flute alone? Okay, here the total number of musicians is equal to 120. Okay, total number of musicians is equal to 120 in a club. So among the club, 5 persons can play the guitar, violin and flute. Among this 125%, how do we calculate the 5%? 120 into 5 by 100. So in order to calculate 5% is equal to 5 by 100, right? So 5%. So we can write this 5% in terms of 5 by 100. So 120 into 5 by 100. If we calculate, we get 6. So among 120, 6 persons can play guitar, violin and flute. Okay. And any two or only two instruments, who can play? There are 30. Okay, any two and only two instruments people, any two or only two instruments can play, those people are 30. And only and the number of musicians who can play the guitar is, so if you look back to the question, we just only now calculated the 5%. So 5% means only 6 persons can play guitar, violin and flute. And come back to question. It so happens that the number of musicians who can play only two or the above instrument is 30. Only two instruments who can play is 30. Look at the explanation part. Only two instruments who can play is only 30. And come back to question. The number of musicians who can play the guitar alone is 40. Okay, who can play only guitar is equal to 40. And come back to the explanation part. Only guitar is equal to 40. And come back to question. What is the total number of those who can play violin alone or flute alone? Okay, violin alone or flute alone. So here what we have to do is we just have to subtract all these 6 plus 30 plus 40 minus 120. Okay, 6 plus 30 plus 40 we get 76. So if we minus this 76 from 120 we get 44. So finally the total number of people who can play violin alone or flute alone is equal to 44. Okay, so again if you read the question carefully and look at the explanation part, you will be easily able to understand. Okay, and now coming back to the question number 25. There are 6 identical cards are placed on the table. Each card has number 1 marked on one side and the number 2 marked on its other side. All the 6 cards are placed in such a manner that the number 1 is on the upper side. Okay, see 6 identical cards. 6 identical cards are marked one on one side. So if you come to the explanation part, 6 identical cards are there and they are all placed one on one side, placed on the table, and 2 is marked on the other side. Okay, since one other side we can't see because only one is on one side and 2 is on other side. Okay, so all the cards are placed in such a manner that the number 1 is upper side. Okay, so if you look at the first boxes, all the cards are placed in such a way that 1 is placed on the upper side. In one try, exactly 4 or neither more or less cards are turned upside down. So in one try exactly 4 cards are turned upside. So if we mix them and throw up, okay, if we mix them and throw up, again they will be coming and falling down. Okay, in that one try, what is saying, exactly 4 or neither more less cards are turned upside and down. So when we throw these identical cards, 4 cards are turned into 2 numbers. So look at the second line, 2 2 2, 4 2s and 2 1s. Firstly they are placed in a which are able to show as a 1 on the top, and when they are thrown upside and while coming falling down, 4 cards are turned. So 2 cards are showing only one on upper side, and four cards are showing two on upper side. Okay, in one try. Okay, and come back to question. In how many at least number of tries can the cards be turned upside and down such that all 6 cards shows the number 2 on upside? Okay, so in one try, 4 cards have been turned into the uh, 2, and 2 are showing on 1. In third try, look back to the third row. In third try, if again they are thrown up, only again 4 are showing 1, and 2 are showing 2. And again third time, if they are thrown up, and again if they are thrown up, that time everything cards will be shown as a 2. Okay, so finally in 3 times, if we throw it up, and we can change as a 2. So in 3 chances we can make these things to be turned as from 1 to 2. So for this 25, the answer is, for question number 25, the answer is 3. So for the question number 25, the answer is 3. And come back to the next question 26. Oh, next question is based upon the passage. Okay, so question number 26, 27, 28, 29 are from the passage. The Himalaya ecosystem is highly vulnerable to damage, both due to the geographical reasons and on account of the stress caused by increased pressure of population, exploitation of natural resources, and other related challenges. Okay, so this passage is about the Himalaya ecosystem. Okay, a geographical area where living organism interacts with the non-living environments. Damage due to the inadequate pressure of population, exploitation of natural resources. So this Himalaya ecosystem is being damaged due to the pressure of population and the exploitations of natural resources. So I have gone through the passage, and you also give one reading to this, and I will be directly going with the questions. So for the question number 26, according to the passage, the adverse impact of climate change on ecosystem can be. Okay, the adverse impact of climate changes on an ecosystem can be a permanent disappearance of some of its flora and fauna, permanent disappearance of ecosystem by itself. So for the question number 26, the answer is A, one only. Okay, according to the passage, the adverse climate change of ecosystem can be a permanent disappearance of some of its flora and fauna. Okay, for the question number 26, the answer is A. And 22nd, which of the following statements best implies the need to shift towards contemporary conservation approach? Okay, for this, exploitation of natural resources causes the stress on Himalaya ecosystem. Okay, climate changes alters precipitation patterns, cause episodes of droughts and biotic interference. The rich biodiversity include endemic diversity makes the Himalayan region a biodiversity hotspot. The Himalayan biogeographical region should be enabled to adapt to climate change smoothly. Okay, for this 27, answer D is correct. Okay, the Himalayan biogeographic region should be enabled to adapt to the climate change smoothly. Okay, so Himalaya also should be able to adapt to the climate changes. Okay, so it should not affect us, it also should adapt to the climate changes. 28th, what is the most important message conveyed by the passage? Endemism is a characteristic feature of Himalayan region. Conservation efforts should emphasize on biogeographic ranges rather than on some aspects of habitats. Climate change has adverse impact on the Himalaya ecosystem. Without Himalayan ecosystem, the life of the communities of uplands and downstreams will have no sustenance. So for the question number 28, the answer is B. Conservation efforts should emphasize on the biogeographic ranges rather than on the some species on or habitats. So protecting efforts should be emphasizing on the biogeographic ranges also, like Himalayas also should be also protected. Conservation efforts should be on the geographic ranges also, and not only protecting the species and habitats, the geographic ranges also should be protected. So for the question number 28, B is correct. With reference to the passage, the following assumption have been made. The following assumption had been made. To maintain the natural ecosystem, exploitations of natural resources should be completely avoided. Not only anthropogenic but also natural reasons can adversely affect the ecosystem. Loss of endemic adversity leads to the extinction of ecosystem. So for the question number 29, the answer is B, which means second option only. Not only anthropogenic but also the natural reasons can adversely affect the ecosystem. Yes, not only the history related things but also natural reasons also affect the ecosystem. So for the question number 29, the answer is B, too early. So if we go with the passages, you can able to easily understand and give the answers. And coming to the next questions. Question number next also passage. It's often forgotten that the globalization is not only about the policies on international economic. Okay, I have gone through this passage also. This passage is regarding the globalizations, which means the increase of intercommunication with other countries regarding the trade and investment. Okay, all trade organizations. We regard this passage is regarding the trade organizations. So, coming to the passage. So this globalization passage is I have gone through this, and come to the question number 30. According to the passage, under the globalization, government interventions are viewed as process leading to distortion of inefficiency in the economy, optimum use of resources, more profitably to industries, free play of market forces with regard to the industries. So for the question number 30, the option is B, optimism use of resources. Okay, making the uses of resources, uh, not to overthrow them or else completely giving them to the outer countries. We have to also make use of these resources. Okay, according to the passage, the basic philosophy of globalization is to give absolute freedom to the producers to determine price and production, give freedom to producers to involve distribution pattern, give absolute freedom to markets to the determine prices, production and employment. give freedom to the producers to import and export. So for the question number 31, the option C is correct. Give absolute freedom to the market to determine the prices, production and the employment. Okay. And 32. According to the passage, which of the following is are necessary for ensuring the globalization? So privatization of public enterprises, expansionary policy of public expenditure, free play of market forces to determine the wages and employment, privatization of social services like education and health. So for this, the answer, question number 32, the answer C is correct. Options 1, 3 and 4. So these are necessary for the ensuring the globalization. 1, 3 and 4. So option C is correct. And question number 33, according to the passage, in the process of globalization, the state should have expanding role, reducing role, statutory role, none of the above roles. According to the passage, in the process of globalization, state should have reducing role. Okay. So for the question number 33, the option is B. So if you go with the passages, you can also able to identify the answers. So coming to the next question, coming back to the 34th question, this 34, 35, 36, 37, these questions are related to the graph. Okay, so if you clearly observe the graph, it has x-axis and y-axis. Okay, I'll first read the graphs. The following graph shows the average profit of two fruit sellers A and B in the thousands per year from the year 95 to 2000. Consider the following graph. So in this graph, x-axis denotes years and y-axis shows the information about fruits that have been sold in the in thousands. Okay, so if you graph the thick lines, the thick line indicates the A, person A, and the dotted lines indicates person B. So these four questions are based upon the graph. Okay, now coming to the 34th question, in which year the average profit of A and B same? So in which year the average profit of A and B is same? If you clearly observe the graph, in the year 1996, they have been merged there because a dot is being on the line, and also the graph A is also have been merged, both are at the same point. So, and again no other parts, the dot and the lines are not matched. So here in the year 1996, the average profit of A and B are same. Okay, so for the 34th question, the answer is B, 1996. And for the 35th question, what is the difference between the average profit of B and A in the year 1998? 1998. Go to 1998. Somewhat little about 3000. If you clearly observe the graph, and B is exactly on 4000. Okay, B is exactly on 4000, and A is not completely half, but above 3300 to 3400. So let us assume that as a 3400. Okay, regarding the A, person A. So in the question it is asked about what is the difference between the average profit of A and B. Average means maximum minus minimum. So maximum here, maximum is 4000 indicates B, and minimum, so that is 3400, that is A. 4000 minus 3400, we get 600. So in the option 600 it is okay. 35th question, option C it is okay, 600. Okay, and how much average, okay, 36th question, how much more average profit did A make in the 2000 than in the year 1998? So this question is regarding A. So if you look at the graph, average profit maximum of A is 6000 in the year 2000. Okay, in the year 2000 the average profit of A is 6000, and in the year 1999 it is exactly at straight to 4000. Okay, 4000 in the year 1999 it is 4000, and in the year 2000 it is 6000. So you clearly observe the graph of A, then you can able to understand. So here average profit of A in 2000 and 1999, average means again maximum minus minimum. So 6000 minus 4000, we get 2000. So for the question 36, the answer is D, 2000. Coming to the 37th question, what is the trend of the average from the year, trends of average of year B from the year 1997 to 2000? Okay, the same question, that is regarding the B from the year 97 to 2000. So coming to B, in the 97, the 97 it is 4000, right? And in the 2000 the B is approximately above 5000. So it is increasing. So average trend of B is from 97 to 2000, it is been going up only, increasing. So here increasing option is not given. So this indicates non-decreasing because it is increasing, right? Non-decreasing. So for the 37th question, it is, the answer is B. Okay. 37th question, it is B. And coming to the 38th question. Okay. So the following table shows the marks obtained by two students in different subjects. Okay. Here student A maximum marks and student B and maximum marks. So there are four subjects, and student A got students A got the marks that are kept in the table, and which is the maximum marks for student A, that is also shown beside table. And regarding the student B, how many marks he had got, and also what is the maximum marks for that. Okay, four tables were given. So here the question is the difference in the mean aggregate percentage marks of the student. Okay, mean aggregate. So now look at the solution box what I have written there. So according to question, the maximum marks of A is 350. Maximum marks of A is 350. How it comes? By adding all the maximum marks of A, 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50. It is 350. And marks obtained by A is 210. In English he got 60, psychology 70, history 50, and Sanskrit 30. By adding this we get 210. So mean aggregation formula is sum of the amount by maximum into 100. Sum by maximum into 100. So here if we do the calculations, sum is equal to 210, maximum is equal to 350 into 100, and if we do calculations we get 60. Okay, 60 percentage. Okay, 60 percentage got for the mean aggregation of A. and same thing should be done for the B also. The maximum of B is 375. Maximum means 150 plus 100 plus 100 plus 25, and marks obtained by B is 80 plus 70 plus 60 plus 15, and by adding this we get both the digits, and same mean aggregation for B is equal sum by maximum into 100. So for the mean aggregation of B is 225 by 375 into 100. Okay, so if we do calculations, this also we get 60. So mean aggregation of A is 60% and mean aggregation of B is also 60%. So come back to question. In the question it is asked that the difference in the mean aggregation percentage of the students. The difference means we have to subtract the mean aggregation of A from B. Mean aggregation of A and B, we get 60% minus 60%, it is equal to 0%. Okay, so the difference in the mean aggregation of both the students is 0. So for the question number 38, the mean answer is D, 0. And come to the question number 39. Examine the following figures. Which one of the following figure has the above figure embedded in it? Embedded means merged in it, okay, which is able to fix in it. So now look at the picture of examine picture. Examine picture, it cannot get fixed into the picture of A, cannot merge, it cannot get fixed there inside it. So if we check with B, it also cannot fix into that, and if we check into C, yes, it is able to fix in it. The shapes are able to match in it, and that can be able to fix in it. Okay, the same shape can be seen in the C, and in the D it cannot. So for this 39th question, the answer is C. And coming to the question number 40. Coming to the question number 40, and this also okay. Consider the following matrix. Which one of the following figures fits into the blank part of the above matrix? Okay. You cross check all these 6 boxes. You go first, you select the first 3 vertical boxes. Vertically you select. Okay. For vertical first box, it is both the arrow marks are showing upside, and in second box it is one is horizontal, one is vertical, and in the third box both are opposite side. And come to the second part of vertical boxes showing opposite sides, and one is horizontal, one is vertical, and the blank we have to fill. And come to the third part of vertical boxes, all vertical boxes. First one is opposite, second one is though it is horizontally down, and vertically it is going up, and 3 arrow marks, 3 are going down. So among these all 6 boxes, first 3 vertical boxes has 3 types of pictures. 2 are showing one side, going one side, and 2 arrow marks are same side, and the second box is horizontal vertical, and one is opposite side. And come back to the third part of vertical boxes. The same, these boxes also has all 3 types of pictures. One box should show the arrow should be in one direction, and one box should have an opposite direction, and one box should have horizontal and vertical. Now come to the second part of vertical boxes. So first one is having opposite directions, second box is having vertical and horizontal. Now third box should have any of the arrows that should show both should be at one direction. So here in the second row vertical box, third box is missing. The two arrows which should show or the arrow marks at one side. So here for the question number 40, the answer is B. Okay, I hope you understood the question. Question number 40, the answer is B. Now coming back to the 41 question. Okay, this is little uh, lengthy question and explanation should be given. You have to listen. And coming to the 41 question. The following table gives the population and total income of the city for 4 years. So the following table gives the information of population, total income as well as years. So three types of informations are given in this box. Okay. So among these three informations, we have to find which of the options are correct. Okay, four statements are given, A, B, C, D. So among these four statements, which statement is correct, we have to find out now. Okay, so first statement is the population increased by 5% or more every year. So the population increased by 5% or more every year. So if we come back to if we look at the solution box where I have written given solution, option A, population increased by 5% or more. So now first we will calculate the population whether they are increased in the year 1992. Okay, so in order to find out the percentage, the formula is value by total value into 100. So here I have written 1992, under that 1 by 20 into 100. This value is for 1 year population. So there we have to write 1 and the total value is 20 into 100. But if you then if we calculate, we get 5%. And coming back to the 1993, the same formula, value is for only for 1 year, right? So 1 by and the total value is 21 because that is for 1993. 1 by 21 into 100. If we calculate, we get 21 divided by 100, we get 4.76. So here 1992 is increasing the population up to 5%. So 1993 is only, it is having 4.76 percentage only. So in the statement it is asked that population should be increased by 5%. So 1993 is not reaching the expectations up to 5%. So this option is wrong. Now coming to the second statement. Look at the question. Income increased by 10% or more every year. So now here this statement is regarding the income. So now we have to calculate whether the income is increased by 10%. So now look at the solution box. Calculate 10% of the income, whether the 10% of increased for 1010 double 1111 1225 1345. Okay, so we have to calculate whether this income is increased 10% or not. So for this the formula will be 1 by 100 into x. So here we want to calculate we want to calculate the 10% from particular given amounts, 10% of income. We have to first find out the 10% of income from 1010 1111 and 1225 and 1345. So the formula for finding the percentage, okay, this is regarding This is regarding for the mm, uh, if there is an amount, so in that amount we are just finding out what is a percentage of the, see for example there is a 1,000 rupees. So for 1,000 rupees, for 1,000 rupees 2% means how much? It is approximately 200, right? 1% means 100 rupees. For 1,000 rupees 5% means 500, 2% means 200. So and for 1,000 rupees 1% means 100. So in the same way we have to calculate 1% of amount for 1010, this double one double one 1225 and 1345. So for the formula 1 by 100 into x. So instead of 1 we have to put there how much percentage we want. So instead of 1 if you want to calculate 5 we can write 5, or if you want to calculate 20% we can write 20 by 100 into x. So now we want only 10%, right? So we have to use the formula for 10 by 100 into 1010. So now we are calculating the amount for 1010. So 10 by 100 into 1010, if we calculate we get 101. Okay, this 101 rupees is the 10% of amount in 1010. Okay, now again same thing, calculate, find out the 10% of income among the 1111. Again same formula, 10 by 100 into double one double one is equal to, we get we are getting in the decimal value. Okay, 311.1. Okay, again same thing, find out the 10% of value from 1225. Again 10 by 100 into 1225. While I am reading, you just look at the solution box, then you can able to follow. Okay, 10 by 100 into 1225, and if we calculate we are getting 245 by 2. So if we divide 245 in with 2 we get 122.5. These also are getting decimal value. Okay, and same thing for 1345. If we calculate, we are 134.5 rupees is the 10% amount regarding the 1345. So now the main thing is the statement what is given there. Come back to question. Income increased by 10% or more every year. So now we have to add these 10% income to other incomes in order to find out whether they are increased for the 10% or not. So now look at the solution box under the formula. First 1010, 10% amount it is 101. So if you add this we get double one double one 1111. So for adding 1010 10% of value we are getting the second value, right? Okay, and now for this double one we have to add again 10% also this double one. So same thing I have done there. If by adding I am getting 1222.1, but actually we have to get come back to the, actually we have to get the third value is 122.5, but we are getting 122.1. So by adding this 10% of 111.1 to 1111 we should get 122.5, but we are getting 122.1. So this is also not correct. So the income is not increased by 10%. Okay, income is not increased by 10%. Okay, so next, this statement is also wrong. Now come back to the third statement, that is C. the per capita income was always above 5,000. Okay, this also you will find. So per capita income formula, what is it? Total income by total population. So we have to separately find out total income of each every year for the year for 1992, 93, 94, 95. So here the formula is total income by total population. What is the total income of 1992? Total income is 1010 crores and population is 20 lakhs. So according to the formula, total income by total population. So 1010 into 10 power 7 divided by 20 into 10 power 5. Here this 10 power 5 and 10 power 7, why we use all this? Because here income and population is given in income is given in crores and population is given in lakhs. So that also we have to calculate. So income in crores, 1010 into 10 power 7, 1010 crores, right? So 10 power 7 is equal to 10 power 7 means crores. Okay, 10 power 7 into 10 power 7 means the I am writing this crores into 10 power 7. Okay, instead of putting all the zeros, I have just termed it in a simple form, that as 10 power 7. And now population is 20 lakhs. So actually you have to write 20 lakhs, but in order to make it simple, 20 into 10 power 5. 10 power 5 means, because in lakhs, for the lakhs it will be having 5 zeros, and for crores it will be having 7 zeros. So in that, in order to make it simple, I have made it as 10 power 7 and 10 power 5. So if we calculate this 10 power 7 and 10 power 5, they both will cancel, and 10 power 10 into 100 by 2. Okay, I hope you understood the calculation. And then we get 5050. So with this simplification we get 5050 for the year 1992. And same thing calculation should be, I have done it for 93, 94 and 95. Which means triple one by 21, triple one into 10 power 7 by 21 into 10 power 5. So if we calculate this, we get 5290. And for the year 1994, 1225 into 10 power 7 by 22 into 10 power 5. If we calculate, we get 5568. And the same thing, 1345 into 10 power 7 by 23 into 10 power 5. If we do the simplification, we get 5847. So these all four incomes, principal incomes, are above 5,000. So according to the section C, the per capita income was always above 5,000. These all four per capita incomes are above 5,000. So I hope you understood this statement C. And now coming to the statement D. The per capita income was highest in 1994. In the 1994, it is, the per capita income is 5568. 1994. But in the 1995, it is 5847. So the per capita income highest. No, the per capita income was highest in 1995. So option D is wrong. So for this question number 41, statement C is correct. Okay, I hope you understood the question. So for the question number 41, the answer is C. Now again coming back to the question number 42. Question number 42. uh, Consider the table given below in which the numbers bear certain relationship among themselves along the rows. Okay, you want that the calculation should be done along the rows. Okay, we will be doing with the rows. Look at, take out the first three rows. First row, it has three boxes, right? 29, 13 and 18. So if we add the first row, 29 plus 13 plus 18, we get 60. And again second row, some one value is not given. So now again calculate the third row, 30 plus 27 plus 3. So that also we will be getting 60. Since first row and the last row is getting the final output to 60, then the middle row also should get the output, that is 60. So we have to calculate the x, we have to find out the x. So as you know that 33 plus x plus 19 is equal to 60 we get, according to from the statements first row and last row. 33 plus x plus 19 is equal to 60. And if we calculate, then x is equal to, we get the option 8. So x is equal to 8. If you do the simplification, you will be getting x is equal to 8. So for the question number 42, the answer is 8. And coming back to the question number 43. Consider the following matrix with one empty block in the lower extreme corner. Okay, consider the following matrix with one empty block in the lower extreme corner. So all 6 boxes are having some circles and triangles, which has the last box is empty, and we have to fill that now. Which one of the following could fit in the empty block and thus completes the matrix? Okay, so if we observe in the first and the second row, we find circles decreased by 1 in every next figure. Yes, right? Circles, first and second row. If you first row we have 4 circles, and in the first row second box we have 3 circles, and in the first row third box we have 2 circles. And coming back to the triangles, first row last box is having 4 triangles, and the middle box 3 triangles, and first box is 2 triangles. And come back to the second row. Second row is having 3 circles and 1 triangle, and the second row middle one is having 2 circles, 2 triangles, and second row last box is having 1 circle and 3 triangles. Now come back to the last row. Last row first box is having 2 circles, and the second box is having 1 circle and 1 triangle, and now this should have 2 triangles. Okay, this should have 2 triangles. I hope you understood the logic. And for the question number 43, the answer is A. Next, coming back to the next question. Okay, 44 is zero. Okay, 44th question. So 44th question, with reference to the above pictures, the number of different routes from S to T without retracing from U and V are V's. Okay, here we have to find out the routes from S to T. Okay, from S to T, S to T, it has going routes, so we have to find out the routes. Without find out all the routes, in how many routes we can travel from S to T. Okay, so first we will be calculating routes from all the middle points. Okay, first we calculate the route from S to U. From S to U, how many ways S can reach U? In three ways: from the above and the below and in the from the middle. Okay, three routes. And from U to V, how U can reach to V? From two routes, from above and again below. And how the V can reach how the V can reach T? Again three routes. So the required number of routes from S to T is equal to 3 into 2 into 3, we get 18 routes. Okay, 18 routes it can be traveled. Okay, 18 routes S can travel from T and T can travel from S. Okay, so for the question number 44, the answer is D, 18. And coming to the question number 45, consider the following figures. Okay, change in position of the beds in the four figures above follows a sequence. The following the same sequence, which of the figure below should appear as a fifth figure above? Okay, so in all the boxes, the black part revolves and it is all completed with one revolution. Okay, the all the black part, shaded black part, it is completely, look at the first picture, first box, all the black parts of the first picture. See, under the consider the following figures, it had 1, 2, 3, 4 and one question mark figure. Okay, and question mark box. That question mark box we have to find out. Now we will leave it and look at all the first four boxes. So first one, if you look, the black shaded part, it is completely revolving, right? First this side black and even from the next above and next down and next opposite, so equal. So again, so it is been almost completing. So again by four boxes, this black box is completing its resolutions. Okay, so again it has to start with the same box. So for this, for the question number 45, the answer is B. So this black box is revolving all the, covering all the shaded types. Okay, so I hope you understood the question. This black color, only in a small circle, the black color is completely taking off all the circles. So in all the adjacent figures, it has been occupying all the parts. Again it has to start with the same box. So first box only it will be starting. So question number 45, the answer is B. And next, coming back to the 46th question. Okay, first look at the questions, then we will be looking into the solution box. 46th question, bell rings every 18 minutes. Second bell rings every 24 minutes. A third bell rings every 32 minutes. If all the three bells ring at the same time at 8 o'clock in the morning, at what is other time will they ring together. So three bells are ringing. uh, First bell is after 18, second bell is for 24 minutes, and third bell is for every 32 minutes. If all the three bells rings at the same time at 8 o'clock in the morning, at what other time they will ring together? Again, at what time they will ring together? So first we have to find out the LCM of first three times when the bell is ringing. So if we if we do LCM for, look at the solution box, if we do LCM for 18, 24 and 32, we get the solution 228. Okay, this 228 can be written as 4.48 minutes. So here the LCM we have done for the minutes. So the solution is 228 minutes. So we have to turn this 228 minutes into hours. Okay. So if we may turn this 228 minutes into hours, we get 4 hours 48 minutes. Okay. 4 hour 48 minutes. So in the question it is giving that if all the three bells ring at the same time at 8 o'clock in the morning, at what time they will ring together. So already they have started ringing same time at 8 o'clock. Now we have just found again at what time they will ring at the same time. So these three bells will ring again the same time at 4:48. So here already 8 o'clock they are ringing, and after 8 o'clock, starting again after 8 o'clock, later 4.48 minutes they will be ringing the bell. So now we have to add this 8 o'clock plus 4.48 minutes. So if we add this 8 o'clock and 48 4.48, we get a 12.48 minutes, right? 8 hours 8 o'clock to, now we have to add this 8 o'clock and 4.48 minutes, we get 12:48 minutes. Okay, so the option is B. So again at 12:48 the bells will be ringing together. Okay, I hope you understood the question. So for the question number 46, the answer is B. And coming to the question number 47, price is not the same thing as a value. Suppose that on the day the price of everything, which is coal, bread, postage stamp, a day's labor, the rent of houses, etc., were double, prices then would certainly rise, but the value of all things except one would not. Okay. Suppose on the day price of the coal, bread, postage stamp and day labor, the rent house, etc., are doubled. Okay. The price then would certainly rise. Okay. If they are doubling, the price would certainly rise. Okay. But the value of things except one would not. Okay. The value of things one would not. So when the prices are double, the value of money becomes half, and one can buy the half the things with the same amount of money. When the price are double, the value of money becomes half. Okay. uh, one can buy half the things with the same amount of money. Okay, so when the price are double, he get the profit of half. So actual price plus again half amount he will be getting. So he can buy the half the things with the same amount. So for the question number 47, option D is correct. Okay, the value of the things would remain constant. Option A, for the option B. So I have gone through this question. For the question number 47, the answer is D. The value of the money would be half, half, half of the money he will be getting profit. So if you read the question and then you will be able to understand that option D is correct. Okay. And coming to the question number 48. Decide to travel from place X to place Y by bus. Okay, question number 48. A and B decide to travel from place X to place Y by bus. Okay, A and B decided to travel from one place to another place. Okay, A and B are two persons. A has rupees 10 with him and he finds that it is 80% of the bus fare of two persons. So among this A and B, A is having 10 rupees and the 10 rupees is equal to 80 percentage of the bus fare. Okay, bus charge of that two persons. So B finds that he had 3 rupees with him and he handed it to over to A. So again B has 3 rupees and that 3 rupees he gave to A. Okay. In this context, which one of the following statement is correct? Which one of the following statements is correct? Option. Now the money A has to just enough to buy tickets. A still option B. A still needs rupees 2 for buying the tickets. Option C. After buying the 2 tickets, A will be left with 50 pies. And D. The money A now has is still not sufficient to buy 2 tickets. So after this reading options, again I will be explaining it. A and B are traveling from one place to another. So A is having 80% of the bus charge. Okay, A is having the 80%, not completely 80%. So B has 3 rupees, having 80%, that is 10 rupees. A is having 10 rupees, that is 80%. Okay, and that 80% 10 rupees is not sufficient for the tickets, but B is having 3 rupees and he is giving that 3 rupees to A. So and finally now what will be the uh, now the options are given like this, enough for buying tickets, or A still needs 2 rupees and A will be leaving left with 50 pies and A is not sufficient to buy tickets. Okay, now look at the solution box. So amount A has rupees 10, that is 80%. Now we just calculate the 80%. Okay, percentage means 10 by 80 into 100, we get 12.50. So A is having 12 rupees 50. So sorry, the question is having rupees 10. So A is having rupees 10. Okay, which is the 80% of the bus fare. Okay, A, which is the 80% of the bus fare. So now we have to find out the bus fare. What is the bus fare? Now A is having rupees 10 divided by 80 into 100. So the actual bus fare is 12.50 pies. So the actual bus price is 12.50 pies. And now A is giving rupees 3 to B. Okay, A is giving rupees 3 to B. So now that 3 rupees, if we add that 3 rupees to A is having already 10 rupees, right? So 10 plus 3, he is having 13 rupees. So the bus fare is 12.50 rupees. So if we subtract this 12.50 from 13 rupees, then 50 paise are left. So A is left with the 50 paise. Okay, A is left with the 50 paise. I hope you understood the question. A is having rupees 10, that is 80% of the bus fare. So now we have to calculate the bus fare, which means by calculating 10 by 80 into 100 we get actual the bus fare. And now again B is giving rupees 3 to A, which means now A is having 13 rupees. The bus fare is 12.50 paise. So if we subtract this 12.50 from 13, 50 paise is left. So for the question number 48, the answer is C. After buying 2 tickets, A will be left with 50 paise. Okay. And coming back to the question number 49. As per the agreement with the bank, a businessman has to refund a loan in some equal installments without interest. After paying 18 installments, he found that 60% of his loan was refunded. How many installments were there in the agreement? Okay, there is agreement with the bank and a businessman. He has to refund a loan to him for some equal installments without paying interest. So he already paid 18 installments. 18 installments, and that is a 60% of the money. So now we just calculate uh, that is 80%, 18 installment is equal to 60%, right? So 60% of his loan was refunded. Again, how many installments were there in the agreement? So if we calculate 18 installment is equal to 60%, right? So again same thing, 100 by 60 into 18. If we calculate, we get 30. So 30 installments were left for the again agreement. Again 30 installments were left in order to complete the loan without interest. Okay. So for the question number 49, the answer is 30, that is C. Okay, this is little complicated question. Question number 50. A worker reaches his factory 3 minutes late if his speed from his house to the factory is 5 kilometers per hour. So a worker reaches his factory 3 minutes late if his speed from his house to factory is 5 kilometers per hour. He walks at the speed of 6 kilometers per hour. Then he reaches the factory 7 minutes early. So the distance of the factory from his house is, okay. So the person is walking from his house to factory. For one time he is walking for 5 kilometers per hour, and the second time he is walking for 6 kilometers per hour. So now look at the solution box, question number 50. First picture, from house to factory he is walking in 5 kilometers per hour. So and here t is equal to time. Okay, t is equal to time, t plus 30 by 60, because while he is walking for 5 kilometers per hour, it's late. Okay, he is late to the factory for 3 minutes. So before, from we don't know actual time in since we don't know the actual time, that indicates t. So since he is coming 3 minutes late, extra late, that means that 3 minutes should be added, and that 60 indicates here that 60 indicates kilometers per hour. Okay, here the 60, we know that we have to convert that into kilometers per hour, since per hours it is indicates, then we have to use that 60 there. So t plus 3 by 60 in one case. Okay, so if we add this and in the second case, same, from house to factory he is walking 6 kilometers per hour. So we don't know actual time, but he is getting 7 minutes early. 7 minutes early he is getting. So before the actual time, 7 minutes early he is getting, and that 60 indicates uh, since we know that we have to convert this into uh, he is walking kilometers per hours, right? So we have to keep the 60 there. So now if we calculate this, 5 into t plus 3 by 60, that is equal to 6 into t minus 70 by 60, so 7 by 60. So now if we calculate, I hope you understood the solution. Now t is equal to 57 by 60. By calculating, by solving, t is equal to 57 by 60. This is the time. This is the time. Now insert this t in any of this, 5 into t plus 3 by 60 or 6 into t minus 7 by 60. So if we simplify this, we get, so if you simplify this time 57 by 60 into any of this, we get 5, which means uh, the distance the distance the distance from the factory from house is 5 kilometers. So I hope you understood the question, and if you are having any confusion, again you read the question and read the explanation, so that you may get it in the clear form. So coming to the next question. Question number 51. Liberty therefore is never real unless the government can be called to account when it invades rights. Okay. Liberty means the state of being free with the society, right? So which one of the following is the best justification for the above statements? In the realization that the government can be brought to book in the court of law. Second one, in identifying a man with a political unit in a way which distinguishes him from other citizens. In the decentralized society, wherein the basic needs of men can find classification. The understanding that liberty and restraints are compulsory. So regarding the question number 51, the answer is A, because this statement is talking about the government and judicial review. So somewhat the first statement is about the government and the judicial review, and rest of the statements are only for the justification. Okay, so option A is somewhat close related to the the statement which is given for the liberty. So for the question number 51, the answer is, so with this we have completed the 51st question, and now going to the next question, 52nd. So this 52nd and 52nd, 53rd, 54th question are that are related to passage. So if you look into the passage, many nations now place their faith in the capitalism, and governments choose it as a strategy to create wealth for their people. Okay, so capitalism means an economic system where the private or the business own and control the main production and factories. Okay, so improving their country's capital. So this passage is that is related to the development of its country by all the aspects, improving their capital. So I have gone through this passage. Now we will be going to the questions. The abolition of the free market place, according to the passage, believe in. Okay, the abolition of the free market, according to the passage, believe in A, without market without control by the government authorities, market without protection by the governments, ability of market to self control, self correct, market for the free goods and service. So for this 52, the answer is C, ability of markets to self correct. So this self correct includes uh, the markets which are placed in its own countries, and making their self development. So the ability of markets to self correct. Okay, so for this 52nd, the answer is C. So coming back to the 53rd question, with reference to the ideological bias, the passage implies that free market is fair but not competent, free market is not fair but competent, free market is fair and competent, free market is neither fair or biased. So this is regarding the ideological bias. So for this, the our option is C. Free market is fair and competent. So the free markets which are being given to the public, so there will be more competition regarding that, because all will come and invest there. So all the things will be growing, making the import and export there. So free market is fair and competent. So for this 53rd question, the answer is C. And coming to the 54th, the exercise of private greed will be in the larger public interest from the passage. So the exercise of private greed, okay, private will be in the larger public interest from the passage. Oh, it refers to, for the options, it refers to the false ideology of capitalism, underlies the righteous claims of the free market, shows the benevolent face of capitalism, ignores resultant gross inequality. So for this, the answer is C, only 1 and 4. So the private greed, what they do, they just refers to the false ideology of the capitalism. So since they are private, right, so they want, they will be uh, taking their own, they want they themselves to be developed. So and coming back to the fourth one, it ignores the resultant in gross inequality. So uh, they doesn't like to be equal when it comes to the private. They want themselves to be the authorized people. So for the 54th question, the answer is C, 1 and 4 implies. Okay, and coming back to the next passage, Okay, these also next questions are also about the passage only. If you come to the passage, net profits are only 2.2% of the total assets of the central public sector undertakings, lower than for the private corporate sectors. So this passage is regarding the net profits, okay, and also regarding the entrepreneurships, which means who they develop the organizations or business, okay. So the ideologies of entrepreneurs also will be taking part of their uh, assets and also their corporate offices to be developed. So I hope we have to go with the passage, and I'll be going with the questions. And coming back to the 55th question. According to the passage, what is or are the reasons for saying that the time has come to review the role of public sector? So time has come to review the role of public sector. Public sector. So what is the role of public sector? They are asking. Now now public sector has lost its relevance in industrialization process. Public sector does not perform satisfactory. Entrepreneurship is a private sector is expanding, and effective competition policies are available now. So for the 55th question, the exactly answer is C. Entrepreneurships in private sectors is expanding, because these entrepreneurs will be coming with the good ideas, and they develop their factories, and uh, public sector has to depend upon the ideology of the entrepreneurships. And also this also includes public sector does not perform satisfactory, right? Public sector does not perform satisfactory, and this also includes effective competition policies are available now. So the entrepreneurships are growing very much, right? So this 2, 3, and 4 options also implies. So for this 55th answer, the answer is C. 2, 3, 4. These 2, 3, 4 will be suitable for the reason for saying that the time has come to review the role of public sectors. Okay. So for the 55th question, the answer is C. And 56th. According to the passage, rural roads should be in a domain of the public sector only. Why? Rural roads. So rural areas, they should be in the domain of public sector. Why? We shall see the options. Rural development work in the domain of government only, and private sector cannot have monetary gains on this. Government takes money from taxes payers, and hence it is responsible for the government only. Next, private sectors need not have any social responsibility. So for this 56th question, all the domains implies, but mainly B is somewhat shows the main reason. Private sector cannot have monetary gains in this. Regarding the rulers, private sectors does not have any more monetary gains on this. So for the 56th question, the answer is B. So 57. The portfolio's composition of the government refers to. The portfolio composition of the government refers to portfolio. Okay. Public sector assets quality, investments in liquid assets, mix of government investments in the different industrial sector, buying returns of investment yielding capital assets. So this role of portfolio is will be the mix of the government investment in a different industrial sectors, right? So the portfolios regarding the ministry, whatever maybe, they will be acting as a bridges between the government and different industries. So for the 57th question, the answer C is correct. Coming to the 58th, the author refers the government as a public and private sector as players because what we call option A, government prescribes norms for a fair play and by the private sector, government is ultimate in policy formulation, government has no control over the private sector players. None of the above statement is correct. So for the 58th question, option A is somewhat the close related reason because government prescribes norms for a fair play by the private sectors. Okay, so regarding the government, any projects has been taken, they assign to the private sectors if they are having fair fair sectors as well as fair workers. Okay, if they are we call it as tenders or something, right? So if they quote for the fair, the government also will be giving to them. Okay, so for the question number 58, answer A is correct. So now coming to the question number 59, a question paper must have a question on one of the 8 poems. Okay, this a question paper must have a question on one of the 8 poems. There are 8 poems: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H. Okay, a question paper should have a question from among these poets A to H. The first four belongs to the medieval period, while the rest are considered as the modern poets. Okay, if you look into the solution box where I have written, medieval poets are first four, right? A, B, C, D, and the rest are called as modern poets. Okay, E, F, G, H. And generally, modern poets figure in the questions in alternate years. Modern poets figure in the questions paper in alternate years. Generally, those who like H, they like G also, and those who like F, like E also. Okay, so these modern poets, they used to uh, give the questions alternately. Okay, if they like the poem regarding the H, they can also give question from G also, and if they like question from the F, they can give E also. Okay, so the paper settlers does not look does not like to ask about F, as he has written F, as he has written a book on F, but he likes F. Last year, the question paper contained a question on A. On the basis of the information given, this year paper is most likely to contain the question on. So those who like the paper setter does not like to ask the question about F because he only wrote the book of F, but he likes the F. So last year the question was on A, and this year from where the question is going to come, that is a question. So if you look into the solution box till modern period, I hope you are clear. And last year was a question on A. A means that is medieval, right? If the question is on A, this A is related to medieval. So this time it has to come from the modern. So, but paper settlers does not like F because since he wrote F. So, since alternately if he likes F, now it will be the question from E because those who like F, they like E also, right? It was said that in the question, those who like F, it was E also. Since last year was question on A, which means medieval period, this time the question should come from modern period. But the paper settler was F, and he don't like to give his question from F. So those who like F, automatically they like E also. So this time the question will be coming from E, that is option B, which is E. So next question. So question number 60. Okay. In a group of 6 women, there are 4 dancers. Okay. A group of 6 women, there are 4 dancers, 4 vocal musicians, 1 actors. Okay. In a group of 6 women, there are 4 dancers, 4 vocal musicians, and 1 actress, and 3 violinists. Okay. Among these six, 4 are having dancers, and 4 are vocal musicians, 1 actress, and 3 violinists. Okay. Now these 6 women's names are given, right? Girija and Vanaja are among the violinists. Okay. Girija and Vanaja are violinists. So if you look at the solution box, here I have written Girija and Vanaja. It has written VV, which means violinists. Okay. While Jalaja and Shailaja do not know how to play violin. So next Jalaja and Shailaja, they don't know how to play violin. Okay. Shailaja and Tanuja are among the dancers. Now Shailaja and Tanuja are dancers. So I have written D there. Shailaja and Tanuja. Okay. If you look into the solution box. Shailaja and Tanuja are among dancers. Jalaja, Vanaja, Shailaja and Tanuja are vocal musicians. This, if you look into the solution box, this Jalaja, Vanaja, Shailaja and Tanuja, these four indicates vocal musicians. So I wrote VM there. Okay. If Pooja is an actress, so again last sixth number is Pooja. She is an actress. Who among the following is certainly a dancer and a violinist? So if you look, who among the following is a dancer and violinist? After writing all these with along with by reading the question and explanation, whom we get? We get D Tanuja. Tanuja is a dancer and a violinist also. Okay, Tanuja is a dancer, and lastly, it is asked that only in the following who is a certainly a dancer and a violinist. So, if we look back to the solution box, Tanuja is a dancer and violinist. Okay, so I hope you are clear with this. So, for the question number 60, the answer is D, Tanuja. Next, question number 61. The letters L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T in their order are substituted by 9 integers. Okay, 9 integers. 9 integers 1 to 9. Okay, so how many are there? Since these letters are there, these 9 integers. Okay, 9 letters are there. 1 to 9, but not in the order. Okay, they are not in the order. 4 is assigned to P. Okay, now if you come to the solution box, written there, firstly you have to look at, I have started writing with the P only. Okay, I have started writing the solution with P only. P is 4. Okay, P 4 is assigned to P. The difference between P and T is 5. The difference between P and T is 5. So from P to T it is 5. So in between P and T, how many letters are there? That we have to write. P, Q, R, S, T. Since P to T it is 5, right? The difference between N and T is 3. So the difference between N and T is 3. What is the integer assigned to N? So what is the integer assigned to N? So now if you look back to the solution box, here it is given p minus t is equal to 5. The difference between p and t is 5, right? So we can call it, we can term it as also t minus p. Okay, t minus p is equal to 5. So in the question it is given that p is 4, p is assigned to 4. So therefore t is equal to 9. So t is ninth letter. And now again the difference between n and t is 3. In the question it is given that the difference between n and t is 3. N minus 3 is equal, n minus t is equal to 3. We can write it as t minus n also. Okay, since we know the t is 9, so 9 minus n, 9 minus n is equal to 3. So if we calculate, n is equal to 6. So what is the integer assigned to n? The integer that is assigned to n is 6. I hope you are clear with the question. And simply the question is 9 integers are given, and I just wrote in the order way, but in the question it is told that but not in the order. Okay, they are not in the order. So but I wrote in the order. Okay, so the main clue which is what is given is the p is the fourth one. Okay, p is the fourth letter, and here the difference between p and t is 5 and n and t is 3. So since it is difference, we have to subtract it. So by doing this we get the answer n minus 6. And for the question number 62. So next question number 62. The number of deaths among the army personnel is 8 in 1000, but among the civilian population it is 20 per 1000. Okay, which one of the following refers can be drawn from the statements? Okay, so among 1000, 8 army people were have died, it means expired. So coming to the civilian, among 1020 people were 20 people were died, expired. So which one of the following can be drawn from this statement? Okay, so statement A is it is better to join the army. The relationship is fortuitous. And see, the quality of lack in life index is very high within the armed forces. The group cannot be compared due to their heterogeneity. So with this reason it is saying that better to join army. No. The relation is fortuitous. No. So quality of life index is very high within the army. So the army people life is quality index is very high, it is saying. That is also no. This group cannot be compared due to their heterogeneity. Yes. So for the 62nd question, the answer is D. The group cannot be compared because due to the heterogeneity. Because heterogeneity means difference in kind. So it cannot be compared. Okay. This army is very different among the civilian. So we should not compare these things. So for the 62nd question, the answer is D. The groups cannot be compared due to their heterogeneity. Okay. And for the question number 62, the answer is D. And coming to the question number 63. In the given statement, buses are likely to have more accidents than cars and trucks. Buses are more likely to have accidents than cars. So buses are having more accidents than cars. And trucks cause fewer accidents than buses. Okay. Buses are having more accidents than cars, and trucks cause less accidents than buses. Okay, which of the following conclusion can be drawn? So here there are more buses on the road than trucks. Car drivers are more careful than buses. So bus drivers. Truck drivers are more skilled than the car or bus drivers, or none of the above. Here, whatever may be, the reason is that accidents are going on. So it is a fault of all these three people who drive buses, cars, and trucks. So we cannot justify them. So for the question is none of the above. So for this question the answer is none of the above, because we cannot justify them, because all are causing accidents. Buses are causing more accidents than cars, and trucks cause less accidents than buses. So whatever may be the reason, all are doing the accidents. So we could not justify them. So none of the above. So for the question number 63, the answer is D, none of the above. And coming to the 64, if political leadership fails to emerge, there is likely of military taking over power in the developed countries. Radical student groups or laborers may try to raise revolution, but they are not likely to compare with the military. Okay, see, the political leadership fails, there is a likely to chances that military will be overtaking the developing for the countries. So there will be also few radical students groups, some student groups who may do will be the cause to for the rise of revolution. Okay, to compete with the military, and military interventions, rule and withdrawal from the politics is closely related to the society's level of political development. So after that, military's intervention rule, and if they withdraw from the authority, uh, politicals is close related to the society of the political development. It is very close related to the society of the level of political development. So if the military is going, the political development we will be growing in the society, it is saying. So in the context of political development, the assumption in the above passage, that is option A, political leadership is not an effective instrument. B, military fills in political vacuum. C, military interventions is inevitable for development. D, none of the above. So for this assumption, B is correct, because military fills in the political vacuum. Likelihood of military taking or power means military will be filling in the political vacuum, right? So since the military is, if the political leadership fails, only the military is coming for the authority. Then, and when the military is ruling, again the political leaders will be coming together, that again they will be starting to rule. So this military is filling the political vacuum. So first of all, when the political system fails, only military is coming. Again after military system is ruling, again it will be withdrawing with the development of politics. So for this, the military is the reason which is we filling the political vacuum. So I hope you are clear with this question. For the question number 64, the answer is B. So next, coming to the question number 65. Four persons, Alok, Bhupesh, Chandar, Dinesh, have total of 100 rupees. Okay, they are having 100 rupees, total of 100 rupees. Among themselves, Alok and Bhupesh between them have as much money as Chandar and Dinesh between have. Okay, So Alok and Bhupesh between them have as much money as Chandar and Dinesh between them. Okay, so this I am indicating, if you look at the solution box, I am indicating this A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 100, because A Alok, B Bhupesh, C Chandar, D Dinesh. Okay, so again Alok and Bhupesh between them is having much money as Chandra and Dinesh. So A plus B is equal to 50 and C plus D is equal to 50, because total it is 100 rupees. The money what Alok and Bhupesh is having the same money that Chandra and Dinesh is also having. So A plus B is equal to 50 and C plus D is equal to 50. Okay. Now next come back to the questions. But Alok has more money than Bhupesh. So A is greater than B. Alok is having more money greater than Bhupesh. Okay. And Chandar has only half the money that Dinesh has. So Chandar is having half the money. That is equal to D by 2. Okay. Half the money. Chandar is having half the money that Dinesh has. Okay. So C is equal to D by 2, because half the money, right? Chandra has only half the money that Dinesh has. Alok has in fact 5 more than Dinesh has, who has the maximum amount of money. So if Alok is having 5 rupees more than Dinesh, then who is having more amount? Okay. So we can assume that if you look into the explanation board, see A plus B plus A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 100, right? A plus B is equal to 50 and C plus D is equal to 50. Here A is greater than B. Alok is having more money that of Bhupesh, and Chandar is having the money that of Dinesh. Okay, only half, which means C is equal to D by 2. So if we calculate 2C is equal to D. Okay, so now what is the D? D is having 2C. Okay, the amount of D is equal to 2C. So therefore C plus D. So since we know from the equation, Chandar and Dinesh have 50 rupees, right? So C plus D is equal to 50. Now we can write that C plus D, we can write it as 2C from the above equation. Okay, C plus 2C, that is 3C, and by if we calculate we get the C amount, that is 16.67. So now we got the amount of C. Now we will be finding the amount of D. Okay, now we will be finding the amount of D with the help of C. Now C plus D is again C plus D is equal to 50, and 16 instead of C we wrote 16.67 plus D, that is equal to 50. So if we calculate, D is equal to 33.32. Okay, 33.32. So here the D amount is 33.32. Okay, and now again in the question it is saying that Alok has in fact rupees 5 more than Dinesh. Now D is equal to Dinesh, right? So Alok is having 5 rupees more than that of Dinesh has. Now we have to add this 5 rupees to the amount that is having to Dinesh. So A is equal to D plus 5. This implies A is equal to 33.32 plus 5, and A is equal to 38.32. So in the question it is asking that who has the maximum amount of money. Maximum amount who is having? Oh, obviously A. Alok is having. A is having. So for the question number 65, the answer is A. Hope you are clear with the question. And now we will be discussing about the 66th question. Examine the following the statements. George attends music class on Monday. Okay. George, look at the solution board. Monday he is having music class. And second one, he attends maths class on Wednesday. Okay, he attends maths class on Wednesday. Okay, his literature class was not on Friday. Okay, on Friday, no literature class, no class. And fourth statement, he attends history class. He attends history class on the day following the day of mathematics. Following day of mathematics. So following day of mathematics is in Wednesday, and the following day of mathematics, that is Thursday. So history class you will be attending on Thursday. From the question it is giving that the following day of mathematics in class, and mathematics in class on is on Wednesday. So Thursday he will be having history class. On Tuesday he attends his sports class. Okay, Tuesday he attends his sports class. If he attends just one subject in a day and his Sunday is free, then he is also free on. Okay, if he attends just one subject in a day and his Sunday is free, then in what day he is free on? So if you look into the solution box, all the days he is attending. So in the question it is mentioned that Sunday is free. Again, which day he is free? So Saturday he is attending the literature class, and Friday he is not attending the literature class. So obviously on Friday he is free. So for the question number 66, the answer is D, Friday. Okay. So question number 66, the answer is D, Friday. And question number 67. In a row, A is in the 11th positions and B is in the 10th positions. A is in the 11th position from the left and B is in the 10th position from the right. If A B interchanges, then A becomes 18th from the left. How many persons are there in the row other than A and B? Okay, so look at the solution. Place solution at 67. Answer. So in a row there is A and B. So in the question it is given that A is in the 11th position, B is in the 10th position. A is in the 11th position from the left. From the left, A is written there on the first line. If you observe, A is written on A it is written 11, on B it is written 10. Okay, B is in the 10th position. So A is 11th position from left and B is 10th position from the right. So if they are at that positions, if the A is in 11th positions and beside A there are 10 positions, right? Because A is 11, again 1 to 10 positions are there beside A. And coming back to B also, if B is in the 10th position from the right, again 9 positions are there. 9 positions are there beside the right side of the B. Okay, and in the question it is saying that if A and B are interchanged. Okay, if you look at the second line, I have interchanged the A and B. Okay, then A becomes 18th from the left. So after interchanging A and B, in the second line, A will be at B place and B will be at the A place. Okay, so obviously now if you look at the second line, B is at the 11th position and A is at the 10th position. Okay, since it is saying that we have to interchange them. And again it is saying that if A becomes 18th from the left. Okay, now after interchanging, on first line A is from the left side. After interchanging, A comes to right side. From now here in the question it is saying that A becomes 18 from the left positions. Okay, from the left positions it is the 18th place. If you clearly observe the box, I have written 18th at the under A as a 18th positions from the left, but actual place of A is at the right. Okay, how many persons are there in the row other than A and B? So if A is 18th position from the left, A is 18th position from the left. From the right, it has, again there are 9 positions. So it has 9 positions. So from the left, after interchanging, it is saying that A is 18th positions. So after interchanging, A is before only it is having 9 positions. So now we have to add this 18 positions and 18 positions which are having at the left side and 9 positions which are having at the right side. Okay, so here 18 plus 9 we get 27. Okay, now the positions after interchanging entire positions are 27. Now in the question it is saying that how many persons are there in a row other than A and B. Now we have to remove this A and B positions. Okay, if we remove this A and B from 27, we get answer 25. 27 minus, because A and B are 2, right? So we have to subtract this A and B 2 places from 27. So 27 minus 2, we get 25. So for the 67th question, the answer is C, 25. Okay, for the 67th question, the answer is C, 25. So next question, 68. Okay, location of B is north of A and location of C is east of A. Okay, so location of B is north of A and location of C is east of A. The distance AB and AC are 5 kilometers and 12 kilometers. The shortest distance in kilometers between A and B is C. See, now look at the solution box, question number 68. Okay, the location of B is north of A. Okay, location of B is north of A, north to the north of A, and location of C is to the east of A. Location of C is to the east of A, and the distance of AB is, AB and AC are 5 kilometers and 12 kilometers. Okay, AB is 5 kilometers and AC is 12 kilometers, right? Okay, and the shortest distance between the BC and the shortest distance, and we have to find, so obviously this is a Pythagoras theorem. So if you do Pythagoras theorem, as you know, BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. In order to find, two sides are given and we have to find another side. So for this BC square we have to find. So AB square means 5 square plus AC square means 12 square. So 5 square means 25 and plus 12 square means 144. By adding this we get to 169. So BC square is equal to 169. The square root 169 means 13 into 13. 13 square root is 169. So only DC, BC side is 13. 13 kilometers. Shortest distance is 13 kilometers. So here for the 68th question, the answer is 13, option B. Okay. And now coming back to the 69th question. Two cars start towards each other from two places, A and B. Okay, two cars are starting from each other sides from the places A and B, which are the distance of 160 kilometers. Okay, so if you look down the question number 69 explanation part, AB, AB, and the distance is 160 kilometers. Okay, 160 kilometers. They start at the same time at 8:10 a.m. So both the cars are starting from the both the ends to in the middle at 8:10. Okay, So if the speed of the cars are 50 kilometers and 30 kilometers per hour respectively, okay, one car is for 50 kilometers per hour, another car is traveling for 30 kilometers per hour. So they will meet at each other. At what time they will meet? Okay, this is a question that is regarding to time and distance. Okay, so now for this we have to calculate the total kilometers. Okay, total kilometers is equal to 160 kilometers. Okay, total kilometers also given there 160, and A is traveling at 50 kilometers per hour and B is traveling 30 kilometers per hour, and both the ends cars are started at 18. Okay, so the total speed is 50k plus 30k, which means 80 kilometers per hour. So both the cars are traveling at the total speed of 80 kilometers. 50k plus 30k is equal to 80 kilometers per hour. So as we know that time, in order to, now here at what time they will be finding, they will meet. Okay, now we have to find the time. So as you know that the time formula is equal to, time is equal to distance by speed. Okay, distance by speed. So what is the distance? 160 kilometers. And what is the speed? Since we added this 50 kilometers and 30 kilometers, that is 80. So distance is 160 kilometers by speed 80 kilometers. So by calculating this we get 2. So 2, we get 2. And now in the question it is asked that they will meet, when they will meet at each other, when they will be meeting at each other. So since they are started at 8:10, so 8:10 they have started, and at 8:10 they have started, and they will be meeting after 2 hours. Since we calculated this 2 hours, so we have to add this 2 hours to 8:10, which means 8:10 plus 2 hours, that is equal to 10:10. Okay, so for the question number 69 the answer is 10:10 a.m. So the two cars will be meeting each other at 10:10. Okay, the two cars will be meeting each other at 10:10. So for the question number 69, the answer is, the answer is 10:10. The 17th question. This 70 and 71 question are related to the passage. Okay. Okay, now we will be going with the passage. In front of us was walking a beard-headed old man in a tattered clothes. He was driving his beasts. They were all laden with heavy loads of clay from the hills and looked tired. Okay, so this passage is about the incident of an old man, and this old man was being observed by one of the person, we can call him as author also. So the person who is observing this old man has wrote this passage, and uh, this I have gone through this passage, and I request you to give, you also read the passage, then you will be able to understand the questions. So I'll be going with the questions. So 70th question. The author's children held his hands firmly because, the author's children held his hands firmly because they were scared of the barking dogs. They wanted him to pluck berries. They saw the whip in the old man's hands. The road was uneven. So if you read the passage, you will be able to understand. In this passage, the children were scared because of the barking dogs. Okay. So for the question number 70, the answer is A. And 71. The expression "a stray dog watched the procession" philosophically means, The expression a stray dog watched the procession philosophically, that means the stray dog is watching. Okay. So what does it refer? The dog was restless and ferocious. The dog stood aloof, looking at the procession with seriousness. The dog looked at the procession with big, wondering eyes. The dog stood there with his eyes closed. So, for this, if you read the passage, you can understand the dog stood aloof, looking at the procession with seriousness. Okay. So, for the question number 71, the answer is B. The dog stood aloof, looking at the procession with seriousness. Okay. And coming to the 72. Okay. The 72 to 75, 72, 73, 74, 75 questions are that are related to passage. Okay. And this passage is about Cynthia was a shy girl. She believed that she was plain and untalented. One day, her teacher ordered the entire class to show up for audition for the school play. So, in this passage, the passage talks about the girl, about Cynthia. She was a shy girl. So, by reading this passage, I understood that she changed herself into a brave girl. So, she was a shy girl and she changed herself into a brave girl. So, the five questions, these four questions are related to the behavior of this girl Cynthia. So, I request you to read the passage and I'll be going with the questions. And coming to the questions. And coming to the question, 72nd question. 72nd question. Cynthia was afraid to stand on the stage because she felt her classmates may laugh at her. Her stomach was churning. She lacked self confidence. She did not like school plays. So she was afraid to stand because she lacked the self confidence. Okay. So for the second 72 question, the answer is C. And 73rd. Cynthia's classmates were chatting because it was their turn to act next. They were bored of the performance. Cynthia did not act well. The teacher had no control over them. So because the bore was, they felt that they they were bored of the performance, so they were chatting. So for the 73rd question, the answer is B. And 74th question. Cynthia's knees were quaking because Cynthia's knees were quaking because she felt nervous and shy. The teacher scolded her. She was very thin and weak. She was afraid of her classmates. For this, because the option, she felt nervous and shy. She was quacking because she felt nervous and shy. So, 74th question, the answer is A. And 75th. The transformation that occurred during the audition refers to the nervousness of Cynthia, the eruption of the entire room in the thunderous applause, the surprise on the face of her classmates, the stunning performance of Cynthia. So, no, the transformation occurred during the audition is the nervousness of Cynthia. So, for the 75th question, the answer is A. Okay. And next, coming to the next question, 76th question. If the third day of Monday is Monday, which one of the following will be fifth day from the 21st of this month? Okay, this I have prepared. I have given answers also. I'll be going with the next. Okay. Uh, this is 74th and 75th questions are related to previous passage. So now coming to the 76th question. Same thing. If the third day of Monday is Monday, which one of the following will be the fifth day from the 21st of this month? So if you look into the solution box, question number 76, it is given that third day is Monday, right? So starting, if we add from, if third day is Monday, if we add 7 days to that third day, it comes to 10. So next 10th day will be a Monday, right? So it is a third day now, and if we add 7 days to it, the next day will be coming as 10th day, and the 10th day is a Monday. And again same thing, if you add 7 days to the 10 days, 17. So the 17th day will be the Monday. And the same thing, if we add that 7 days to that 17, it comes 24. Okay, so the 24th will be the Monday. So 24th will be the Monday, and the 25th will be the Tuesday, and 26th will be the Wednesday. So in the question what it is asking, which one of the following will be the fifth day from 21st? Fifth day from 21st, fifth day uh, from 21st. Okay, from the 21st will be, 24th will be Monday. So 23rd will be Sunday, and 22nd will be Saturday, and 21st will be Sunday. So now it is asking which the following will be, which one of the following will be the fifth day from 21st of this month. So 21st of this month will be option C, Wednesday, because 24th is Monday, 24th is Monday, 23rd is Sunday, 22nd is Saturday, and 21st is Friday. So 24th day is Monday, but the question it is asking that we the in the it is asked that which day from 21st. So from 21st we have to calculate 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 will be, so uh, 21, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26. So from 21 to from 25 next following days. Okay, fifth day of the 21st of this month. So from 21 to next 5 days we have to calculate. From 21 to next 5 days, how many? 21 you have to leave, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 26 will be the Wednesday. So for the 76th question, the answer is C, Wednesday. Next, 77th question. For a charity show, the total tickets were sold 420. Half of these tickets were sold at the rate of 5%, sorry, rate of rupees 5 each, and one third of the rate of rupees 3 each, and the rest of rupees 2 each. What is the total amount received? Okay, here there is a charity show going on, and there were 420 tickets. Okay, 420 tickets, and half of the tickets were sold at 5. Half of the tickets were sold at rupees 5, and one third of the tickets were sold at rupees 3, and the rest of the tickets were sold for rupees 2. So what is the total amount that received? So here we have to find out how many tickets were sold for a half price, and how many tickets were sold for one third, and the rest of will be coming to the uh, 2 rupees. So Now if you look into the solution box, total tickets 420, half tickets 420 by half, in order to make half in the 420, the 210. Okay, so 210 tickets. Uh, Among this 420, if you make this half, 210. So 210 tickets were sold for 210 tickets were sold for 5 rupees. Okay, and next one third, we have to find one third. This 420, among this 430, we have to calculate one third, we get 140. So one third, if we calculate, 140 tickets were sold for how much? 3 rupees, and the rest remaining for each 2 rupees. So now half tickets, how many are there? 210 tickets. These 210 tickets were sold for 5 rupees. So 210 into 5, 1050. 210 into 5, we get 1050. And this one third tickets, how many one third tickets are there? 140 tickets were there. These 140 tickets were sold for at the rate of rupees 3, which means 140 into 3, we get 420. So again the remaining tickets will be, the remaining tickets will be left with 70 tickets. So these 70 tickets were sold for 2 rupees. 70 into 2, 140. So if we add all these 1050 and 420 and 140, we get 1610. So 1610. So the answer is, for the 77th question, the answer is C, 1610. Okay, hope you are clear with the question. And coming to the 78th question. This is 78th, 79 and 80 questions are 78, 79 and 80 questions are related to the this passage. Okay. Okay, first we will be going with the passage. Uh, A, B, C, D, E, F are members of a family. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F are the members of a family. Okay. They are engineer, stenographer, doctor, draftsman, lawyer, and judge. But they are not in the order. Okay. These A to F are the family members, and they are from engineer to judge, engineer, stenographer, doctor, draftsman, lawyer, and judge, but they are not in the order. Okay, we don't know who is. But A is the engineer married to a lady stenographer. Okay, A is the engineer married to a lady stenographer. The judge is married to the lawyer F. The draftsman is the son of B and the brother of E. C, the lawyer is the daughter-in-law of D. The lawyer, C is the lawyer and he is the daughter-in-law of D. E is the unmarried doctor. D is the grandmother of F. There are two married couples in the family. Okay. Now this question is little confusing. I have explained in the solution box very clearly. Coming to this, A is married to a lady stenographer. Lady stenographer is a D. Okay. And next, B is married to lawyer C. Okay. B is married to lawyer C. And F will be the draughtsman. Okay. F, the draughtsman, he is the son of B. It is there in the question. F, the draughtsman, he is the son of B. And F, the draughtsman, is the brother of E. F is the brother of E. And C is the lawyer, is a daughter of D. So C is the lawyer and the daughter-in-law of D. Okay. E is the unmarried doctor. Okay, E is the unmarried doctor. And D is the grandmother of F. So D is the grandmother of F. So in the question it is given that A is married to A is engineer married to lady stenographer. So the stenographer is a D. Okay. And it was said that B is married to the judge is married to lawyer. Okay. B is the judge and the lawyer is the C. Okay. Now we will be going with the questions. What is the profession of B? Profession of B. The profession of B is a judge. The profession of B is a judge. Okay. 78th question A. And 79th, which of the following is are a couples? So A is married to D, that is one couple, and B judge is married to lawyer. Okay, that is a two. B is married to lawyer C. Those are two couples. Okay. So for this, the answer is two couples, both AD and BC. Okay. And coming to the 80th question. What is the profession of D? So what is this is the little confusing. D is a stenographer here. Okay. So uh, for the question number 80, the profession of D is a stenographer. Okay. With this we have completed the questions. And next, okay. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you like this video. If you like this, please subscribe, share this video, and thank you.